What's up, y'all, and welcome back to Living, Overcoming, Becoming, the podcast where we believe in healing out loud on purpose. My name is Erica Culclasure, and I am your spiritual homegirl, visionary, founder, creator, whatever you want to call it, for Living, Overcoming, Becoming podcast and ministry. I haven't been gone for a while. I understand, but it was all for a good reason. Only because, other than God, my family definitely does come before everything else. And my sister did her big one, and she gave me my niece. So we were out of town for 2 weeks for that, just in time for Mother's Day. You know what I'm saying? So, we're here. We're back. And I don't know why y'all was rushing me to come back anyway, because I'm just going to punch y'all in the face with something else. Because, there's no coincidence that this episode is being aired on Mother's Day. If you guys have the devotional, I've been keeping up with the devotional, you know that day 6 is about the fear of being seen. So we've already been talking about trauma, shame, abandonment, brokenness, and the need to control everything. Now we're talking about visibility. And we know that the Becoming series is not a reiteration of everything that we read in the devotional. It's either digging deeper, finding another avenue to discuss, or just trying to figure out what we're missing and get into it. So, with the fear of being seen that we talk about in the devotional, we are going to switch up our conversation a little bit today, because we're not going to keep beating you over the head with something that you read. I'm going to go deeper into this, and I'm going to find another avenue. Today's episode is inspired by a movie that my mother used to watch all the time. And, because of the type of parents that I have, I fashion myself and identify Gen X. So a lot of these old movies, a lot of these pop culture references, a lot of the things that I do and I say, it has come from either a movie, a book, a Tyler Perry play, something, because that is how my family rolls. We roll in references of pop culture. And we all know that famous line in Dirty Dancing where Pat Swayze comes back to get his woman and he finds her in the corner. And he says this:
Nobody puts baby in a corner.
I love this movie. I know it has like some, what's the word? Like, politically incorrect now, because, we're calling things out and we're saying how cheesy everything is and whatever, blah, 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 blah. Like, I get it. But this is still one of those movies that I will always watch until my dying day, and I'll always feel the same about it. Like, it's just a nostalgia moment. And he just says, nobody puts a baby in the corner. That is where the reference to today's episode. Stop putting baby in the corner. What are you talking about, Erica? How does that even tie into what we're talking about? Because let's recap the movie. In this movie, there is a girl who is shy and, she's kind of tag along. She's afraid to, use her voice. She's always people pleasing, especially her dad. And, any little slight overstep, they're trying to tell her exactly what she needs to do, what she needs to stay away from. They're over parent, like they're hover parents to baby Frances. And, she just becomes this character where, everything about her is predictable. She hides. She doesn't speak up. She just sits. She's just there. And, she shrunk, to say the least. She kept retreating. She doubted herself. And she was literally hiding in plain sight most of the time, until she meets someone that pulls her out of her shell. Teaches her how to dance. She falls in love a little bit in the summertime, with the bad boy. We all love a good story like that. We all love a Becoming movie. We all love somebody who was something before, and then the love changed them into something else, and it became something beautiful. And then we get to the end of the movie where she shrunk after flourishing, after becoming, after, doing the things that she never would have thought she did. And that man came back to find his woman in the corner again. He said, nobody put baby in the corner. Straight to his dad, straight to her daddy face. Which meant, girl, I know what you capable of doing. We done learned this dance. You about to get on up and you about to be out here in the light where you supposed to be. The statement was a declaration of coming out of hiding. So yeah, we talked about the fear of being seen in a devotional. But now we're talking to the other side. We are talking to the ones who are hiding. We are talking to the ones that know they ain't supposed to be in that corner, but they keep shrinking, they keep retreating, they keep not doing what they supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? Stop letting baby in the corner. Yes, there are two sides to this right now. Because some of us have been shown by God what we're capable of. But like I said, we keep retreating back into the corner. Why is that? Oh, but Erica, I'm not hiding. I'm being hidden. I got something for y'all too. Because I knew y'all was going to pop up in these comments like that. And yes, there is a difference between being hidden by God. But that don't mean that's you, because where y'all think y'all being hidden, y'all really hiding from God. And we going to get into that. Don't worry. Don't worry. Go ahead and settle in. Get something to wipe your tears, because some of this stuff does get on your nerves. If you want boxing gloves, they gonna sell at Walmart for $34. If y'all want to catch me outside, because y'all know I be beating y'all up. I understand, but I am only doing what I'm supposed to be doing at this point. This is the Erica y'all met after I was trying to hide in that corner, you know. So I want the smoke, because if I gotta get the smoke, y'all gotta get the smoke. But are you hidden by God, or are you hiding from God? Okay? Stop putting baby in the corner starts right now. So, like I said, I'm always going to have that idea where you're going to come to me and be like, Erica, that's not me. I don't know what you're talking about. First of all, you saying it with your chest like I done hit a nerve. So obviously something was about you. Because what we're going to do is we're going to define the difference. We're going to define the difference so everybody can go ahead and find their category. Okay? Because I'm going to make sure I go through both to make sure that you can connect to something. Okay? But the good thing is, even though we calling it out, we always have a regimen to ease the ouch afterwards. So define the difference between being hidden by God and hiding from God. Okay? Being hidden. When God hides you, when God puts a veil over you, where God creates a hedge of protection, not just a protection to keep you safe day to day, but you are literally unseen, unheard for a very spiritual reason. What does that look like? What does that sound like? It's intentional by God because it's supposed to foster preparation, protection, refinement, refinement, development, and it's usually purpose driven. When God hides you, it's to cultivate you, it's to help you learn, help you get ready, to let you understand who you are, what you carry, how you give it to the word, how it's supposed to bring forth his kingdom, how you connect, where you need to go. You get what I'm saying? When you're being hidden in your hidden season, that is something that is divinely placed to help with growth, to help with movement. Feel what you picking up what I'm putting down? When God hides you, it's for development. What are some examples? Examples are when David started out in the field. He was observing, he was being cultivated, he was being grown, prepared. Moses in Midian, the before, the becoming. You know what I'm saying? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Jesus before ministry. After that little boy was snatched off that mount, talking to his mama crazy, what do we read about Jesus? Nothing. He was being cultivated, hidden, prepared, growing his strength, understanding his ministry, his power, getting connected to the Father. You see what I'm saying? This is when you are hidden by God. Now I'm talking to the other folk, the ones that try to slide into that. No, I'm being no, 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 no. Now we're going to see the opposite. Now we're going to see what it look like when you hiding. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You see how we do this? We do the before, we do the after, we do the in between, we do the what you think and what it really is over here. Okay. So hiding. What is hiding? I ain't hiding from God. I'm right here. He can use me when he want to. I'm just okay. This is what we gonna say. Feel me? What is hiding? It is fear-based. Period. That's like the bold point. Main point. Because fear-based hiding from God looks like avoiding responsibility, shrinking your gifts, insecurity, fear of judgment, silence, and delayed or halfway obedience. Let me go back through that. Let me make sure. What is hiding from God? It's fear-based, and it's avoiding of responsibility, shrinking your gifts, insecurity, fear of judgment, silence, delayed, or halfway giving your obedience. I know y'all say like, oh, I'm being obedient a little bit, but you picking and choosing, and that's still disobedience. We're going to just get that out there. You can't be halfway obedient and still call it obedience. If you tell your kid to pick that trash up off the floor and put it in the trash, but they pick it up and they put it on the table, you still gonna pop them. Why? Because they didn't listen to what you said, right? They picked up the trash like you said in the first part. They didn't put it in the trash though. They picked it up and they put it on the table. You did half of what I said. Do you call that obedience? Neither does God. We're on to move on though. Because people say things like, I'm just laying low. It's not my time yet. Even though they know the opposite. I'm waiting on God. I'm just, I'm just chilling over here. I'm just minding my business. I'm coming to church, I get the word and I leave. But the Lord already told you to move. But you waiting on him. I don't know. You must be waiting on him to tell you what you want him to say. But he already told you something. Okay. And I'm not ready yet. I'm still doing this. I'm still out. I still got some stuff to get out my system. I still, I'm just not ready. That's a lot of responsibility. You asked me to do something. I didn't even ask for this. You know what I'm saying? I didn't ask for that assignment. I didn't ask for that gift. I did not, want to be there. So if you want me to do that, that's cool. I'm just gonna wait. I'm not ready yet. That's what hiding from God sounds like. But what I need you to understand, hidden seasons produce fruit. Hiding seasons produce excuses. So when we're sitting here and we're trying to figure out, which one am I? I don't know which place I'm in yet. I don't think I'm hiding. I'm not hiding. I say use me. I say I'm with the Lord. I say so in the season that you're in, if you're still trying to either one convince yourself that you're being hidden or you're trying to come to terms with are you hiding or not, ask yourself, is this season producing fruit or am I giving myself and God and anybody who is spiritually wise counsel in ministry trying to tell you what it is about yourself Are you giving yourself excuses? Are you providing excuses? Are you sitting here trying to wiggle out of what you know? And I swear, like, I have been praying. I've been praying because I'm starting to get into these types of conversations. But as I've been getting closer and more in tune with my gifting, how I am hardwired by God, all the dots and things that have connected, I, started understanding and hearing and dreaming about all of the things that people are saying, why people aren't subscribing to what I have to say, why people who are family or like other leaders or like people that I've been around in different churches, people that I would think that I would get, some kind of support from, in the early stages of me doing this, because y'all, I've almost been in this for a year. And, I'm praying to God and I'm like, I have a following and like, I just want to get your message out. And I never want this to be about me. And I want this all to be about God. Because, first of all, what you brought me through, the least I can do is open my mouth. But I had to deal with this part because when I started getting told certain things and, I started understanding why I'm here and I started getting inklings of my purpose, the first thing I did was hide. I was like, are you ready for that? I'm still out here doing the crazy. That's why I said all of this stuff is literally stuff that I dealt with or am dealing with or had to get checked on myself. And a lot of people don't subscribe to this particular ministry because, one, they think I'm unqualified. I don't need no man to tell me I'm qualified or not. The Lord obviously came and got me out my corner because of the things I got to say. I struggled with the partial disobedience because I'm like, Lord, use me. I come to church. I be in the spirit. You be doing what you do through me. I'll go ahead. I check out. I'll let you check in. We be in here doing this thing together. I come home, but I can't do that yet. But then when I started to do this and I'm looking around, I'm like, why ain't nobody subscribing to what I got to say? Why ain't nobody listening? Why ain't nobody patting me on the back, telling me I'm doing it like encouragement? There's no encouragement from the people that I saw it. And I had to realize because I stayed in the corner because of that. I stayed shrunk because of that. Now that I'm here, I have to literally fight the shrinking, the corner, going back in it daily because it's not about anybody else. It's about the Lord. That's the nit and grit we're getting into. Because if I'm being hidden by Him, I have been in my hiding season. I have been hidden by the Lord. I was hidden for a period. But then when the door was open and He said, "Come out, it's time to get moving." I sat in that corner and I looked at that open door like I started laying low. I started lying to people saying, yeah, like I'm my leaders at my church, like, girl, you supposed to be doing this, sending me text messages doing this. Y'all know the story. Y'all know how this thing came to be. And I'm like, no, I'm just waiting on God to tell me, no. But half of them is prophets and they done heard from the Lord and told them to tell me to go. And I'm still making excuses. Trusted wise counsel in my face for a minute, talking about, you need to do this. I saw you doing this. The Lord gave me a vision and you doing this, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, I'm not ready yet. I ain't ready to be seen by all these people. I ain't ready. I don't got no title. I don't got no credibility. I don't got no nothing. I'm just a girl out here with a mic. But the Lord made me credible. The Lord started speaking to me. That's why I'm saying there's a difference between being hidden and hiding. This ain't to be fighting y'all. I'm not sitting out here pointing no finger. I'm not sitting out here trying to catch the smoke with y'all because I think I'm better than y'all. I'm just sitting out here catching the smoke with y'all because I'm like, I done bit. I'm in it. I'm in it. You know what I'm saying? And I understand why we hide. I understand why hiding is appealing. I understand what it feels like. I understand rejection. I understand shame. I done did all this out here in the world, still do some stuff out here in the world, fight, not doing. I feel like I'm going to be missing out And I feel bad. So, Lord, you can't use me yet. I'm going to just sit here in this corner until all of this passes. And then when I feel like I'm good or when I feel like I can give it up, all that shame, I done did this. I can't minister. I can't talk to nobody. I can't tell nobody to stop doing this when I'm still struggling to not do it, or I still try to cave and stop doing it. I get that. I get the criticism. Who are you to tell me what to do, Erica? Who do you think you are? I still see you doing this. Or you was just doing this last month. Or last year you was just going through a divorce. Who are you to sit here and tell me about myself? Who are you to sit here and say, I get the criticism. I get the fair visibility. Somewhere along the way, we looked and seen people out there in the open and they getting trashed. We see things, we experience things, we watched others. And being out there in the open, having people know who you are, having a voice, having a platform, doing anything out there look dangerous. I ain't with that. A lot of people, y'all like trying to protect y'all peace. And y'all don't like confrontation, or y'all try to avoid confrontation because you know what it's like to be, you know, in it. I get that. I get the comparison. I get the idea that, oh, you must have gotten all of this teaching from this person, and oh, you grew up in this church, so I know, but you'll never be. I get that. I get that. I get that, especially in the world of the internet. And you sit here and you say, well, everybody's already saying the same thing. How am I going to compare to that? They got millions of followers. They speak in hundreds of churches. Why? I get it. I understand. I've been through that too. Failure. Another reason why people hide. Another reason why I don't like failing. I don't like people seeing me fall. I don't like not being on the winning team. All right, you want me to speak? All right, you want me to do this project? All right, you want me to speak to this person? But what if it don't work? Then what? Then I'm out here looking goofy. I get it. But then there's the flip side. Some people hide because they're afraid of success. I have shrunken myself down this long. I'm used to operating in survival. I'm used to only being seen when I want. I'm used to controlling the situation. I'm used to manipulating the situation. I am used to doing all of these things at this capacity in this box. What happens if I go outside of that box and I'm successful? Then I have nothing else to fall back on. Fear of success, Erica? What you talking about? Nobody ain't afraid. Yes, some of us are. Some of us are actually afraid of living up to our potential. Some of us are actually still getting used to the fact that I'm not what I thought I was. I'm something completely different. And it's crazy surpassed what I see right now. A lot of people are in that in between spot because they were used to being this and they were told they were going to be something greater. And now that looks intimidating because the fall is greater, because the atmosphere is different, because the environment changes, because the people change. Sometimes we got used to being overlooked to the point where we started overlooking ourselves. The hiding part doesn't just come out of blatant disobedience, it comes out of the shrinking, the not thinking that you're good enough, the thinking that God made a mistake. But baby, I hate to tell you, God don't make no mistakes. And I get somewhere along the lines and along the way, we've seen that visibility is dangerous. Like I said, we've seen that people who have a voice, people who minister, people who go out there and they challenge the status quo, people that used to live a life and then they came into a different life and now they're going back and they're trying to convince them same people that they was doing dirt with that it's not the right way to go. And we've been watching them get drug. We've been watching them face criticism. We've been watching them get ostracized. We've been watching them get slandered. So, of course, if I'm looking at that and I wasn't that far off from them, or I went around the same lines that they went, and now you're telling me to come out my corner and you want me to be subjected to that, I get how that can feel. Some of us know we're gifted. Some of us know that we're called. Know God said to move, and we still hide. But now it's time to stop hiding. So what do I do? Now it's time to come out of my hidden season and walk into my movement season. All of these things and these reasons why we hide, they're valid, they're understandable. But how do I go from that to this? How do I go from being stubborn to being obedient? How do I get out of myself and lean on God? And even in this situation, I was looking, I was like, there's got to be something. Because in day 6, we talked about Hagar, used, abused, discarded with a baby. And the Lord found her in the wilderness as being seen. You are the Lord that sees me. It always cracks me up because we be hiding and it's like, bruh, he can see you. It don't matter where you go. It don't matter what you do. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, he can see you. And I'm like, I need something. Y'all know I love comparisons. Y'all know I love giving y'all biblical references and anchors. So I was taken to Matthew 25. And it's a little bit further down into 25 though. So it's Matthew 25, 14 through 30. And it was a story about the master giving the talents, right? And I'm gonna just give y'all the summarized version. I do want y'all to eventually go and read it. But in Matthew 25, 14 through 30, it's a parable. The talent is symbolized as an amount of money. A master leaving on a journey entrusts an amount of money to each of his 3 servants. The first 2 servants trade and double the investment. The third one, for fear of his master, buries his talent of silver and returns to his master. The master casts the third servant into outer darkness. The other 2 servants are rewarded for their diligence. The point of the parable is that disciples must use the giftedness that they have, whatever it may be. Disciples do not all have the same giftedness, but all disciples must use what they have in service of the master. Being involved is part of being prepared. Like I said, I'm still like, when I be this, first of all, shout out to the women in my church. I have been, I fashion myself like a conspiracy theorist because everybody in my church, like a few years ago, everybody kept like picking up their phone and like reading from the Bible app. And I'm like, in technology, somebody can just change, somebody can just change the words and nobody would ever know because I never saw, like, I only saw like a few people actually have like a hardcover. And I had told them, like Pastor Nakia, if you listen in, Pastor Joyce, like a few other women in the church, like I had been telling them, I was like, I really want to get like a really good like study guide Bible, but I want like something hard copy because I know these words never change. Like it's 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 in me. You know what I'm saying? So they had got me this Bible, and when I say this thing breaks it down, like when I read like the actual scriptures, it gives me a summary. Because like I said, until I started like building up like a real understanding and like knowing how to cross-reference and get like a good understanding of the Bible, reading King James Version used to make my hair hurt. And it was unappealing. But this thing, you literally heard the summary that I just read. That's in the study note part, the footnotes. So long story short, it was a master that gave 3 different servants an amount of money. i.e., talents, is what it's equated to. One buried everything. I mean, no, one used everything, like gave everything away. The second one only gave some of it away and kind of kept a little bit. And then the third one buried his. And the idea was that the two that used their gifts had their gifts multiplied and the master was pleased. But the one that buried his out of fear was basically thrown out. The master didn't want nothing to do with him because he was like, dog, if I gave you something, I want you to bring me back more. You buried it, didn't do nothing with it, and then you coming to me empty handed. You ain't even do what you were supposed to be doing. And then when I was reading it, I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, the fact that how the parable worked, it kind of just blew my mind because I'm just like, it doesn't matter how much you use it. Because even if you're not sure about a gift, even if you're getting it cultivated, like whatever the Lord gives you, the master, he's expecting you to use it to multiply his kingdom, multiply the product, like he wants you to produce from what he gives you. But the one that didn't use it, buried it, hid it. You get where I'm going? You get what? Are you making Are you making this connection? The one that did not do nothing with what he was given, out of there. You didn't do what you were supposed to be doing. He didn't bury his gift because he was incapable. He buried his gift because he was scared. Are you scared? Are you hiding? Are you burying? Are you not using out of fear when the Lord is expecting you to use to produce multiplicity? Fear made that man hide when he was supposed to multiply. Are you doing the same thing? Just like the servant buried his talent, you're burying your voice, your purpose, your testimony, your gifts, and your calling. And I'm going to just be real with you right now. Okay. How dare you hide something that was loaned to you? Like I said, you want the smoke, you got it. You don't own anything. You are the steward. You've been told to move. You've been told to get up. You've been told to open your mouth. You've been told to go forth, and you bury and you hide something that doesn't even belong to you. We're just mere stewards. We use what the Lord gives to multiply, to bring back more. When this is all said and done, I brought this up in a different episode. Do you think he's going to be okay with your excuses? Oh, the Lord knows my heart. He also knows you hard-headed. You feel me? He also knows that you stubborn. Got me? When you get up there and he shows you your entire life and he says, I told you to move here. Why didn't you? Oh, I told you to go speak to this person and you didn't. Oh, but I didn't think, I told you to write this book. It would have saved 1,000 people. That would have brought them back to me. I didn't think I would give, like, another one of the great things that I have found in my cultivating season is what type of assignment I'm on. It's a revival, y'all. You want to be quiet. You want to be hidden. You want to be doing everything other than what the Lord is telling you. But the Lord need us to get up. There is an urgency, and y'all are ignoring it because y'all want to be in the corner. So what does he do? He pulls other people out the corner that got the same kind of attitude that I got. They got the same kind of voice that I got. They got the same kind of, I don't care what y'all got to say. I'm going to do what the Lord tell me to do kind of attitude. Y'all can feel how y'all want to feel. Y'all can do what y'all want to do. But I love y'all. I love y'all enough to let y'all know what he got to say. It's time to get out the corner. Like, it's time to get up. This is the last time he gonna tell you to move. You gonna hear this episode when you hear it, when you need to hear it. And at this point, whenever you listening to it, all them confirmations that came before this is, he sends who he needs to hear what I am giving based off of his will and his way. So when you get to this, know this is the last time he's going to tell you what you need to be doing. Because I know it's sitting in your gut. I know it's festering and boiling in there and you're getting a little upset because now you know the excuses are done. So what are we going to do now? We're going to hit a checkpoint. I done came, and I done dug in y'all. I done plucked, I done picked, I done do what I do every week, and y'all still click on this thing and listen to what I got to say. You know what I mean? That the analytics don't lie. Y'all listening. Y'all may not be commenting all the time, but I see y'all listening. I see y'all watching. I see y'all feeling what y'all need to be feeling. So we're going to hit a checkpoint. We're going to come together. We're going to recollect. Okay. And in this checkpoint, we are going to look at the real solidification to see now that you know the difference. Now that you probably got your feelings hurt a little bit, and now that you're trying to still wiggle out of the reality, this is what we're going to do. We're going to come into agreement together. Okay? Everybody that still feels like they are being hitting, please rise. As you stand, if you hear all of these things apply to you, please stay standing. We will see who is still standing at the end. You get me? You feel me? You feel me? If you are in your hidden season, are you growing? We still got some people standing up. Okay. Are you healing? I might have lost a few of y'all there because a lot of y'all still harboring resentment and y'all still can't forgive that person that did something to you 10 years ago. And you still don't understand why this happened to you at this time. So that's not healing, baby. So go ahead and sit down. All right. For the ones that are still standing, are you being prepared? Are you learning about yourself? Are you learning about what you're holding? Are you being shown different places you could be going? Are you being told that something will be happening soon if you get this, and this? Are you being prepared? All right, we still got a few of y'all standing. Here goes the last one. Are you being developed, refined? Are you being shown you? Are you being shown the plan? Are you being given pieces of the plan? Are you learning your gifts? Are you cultivating are you getting a prayer life? Are you learning discernment? Are you learning the different types of ministry? Are you learning where you fall in the plan? Are you learning your purpose, your calling? Are we getting there? Are you being developed? For all the people that are still standing, congratulations, you were in your hidden season. You are not hiding, but you are not exempt. You know what I'm saying? Because then come back and listen to this a little bit down the line and see if you're still in your hidden season or if you're just trying to hide. But for those that made it through that, good job. Good job. Good job. I am proud of you. I am. I am proud. Now, everybody else that did not rise the first time, if you were hiding, same rules apply. Go ahead and stand. As you hear things that apply to you, sit. Okay? Get anything? Get anything? You get? Okay. If you're hiding, are you procrastinating? You had that same project sitting on your desk for 6 months. Keep pushing it to the side. I'll get to it when I get to it. You know what I'm saying? You know, I get it. If that is you, stay standing. If you are sitting, congratulations, you got out of that one. If you are hiding, are you making excuses? Oh, that don't apply to me. Yeah, but he prophesied that to the whole church. There's no way that could have been me. You know what I'm saying? Like, he say that every week. Yeah, I might feel some type of way. I might feel something in my spirit, every time he say it. But he ain't talking about me. He talking about you. Nah, I can't do that. I can't do that. I'm not qualified to do that. Excuses. Moving on. Avoiding obedience. Now, these are for my real stubborn ones, the ones that have been prophesied to, the ones that keep getting the dreams, the ones that keep scribbling down the same thing. Do this, go here, say that. Holy Spirit tapping you on your shoulder. Go speak to that person. No, I can't do that. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Go preach. You're on the schedule. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not ready for that. All right, last one. I'm tired of picking at y'all. I really am. I'm really just trying to do what I'm supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? Because, are you shrinking? No, I'm not. I'm not good enough to do that. I'm not qualified to do that. I don't think the Lord was giving me that. I'm not good enough. I'm not shrinking in that corner. One produces growth. The other one produces delay. I will let y'all decide where you are. Because even in the devotional, An Overcomer's Guide to Becoming, this was never meant to call anybody out in a way that does not produce growth. This was never meant to say, I'm better than you. This was never meant to point fingers. This was what I had to go through that was then instilled in me as a project for people who went through, go through, have similarities in the things that I had dealt with to produce. I didn't want to do this. This was the last thing I ever thought I was capable of. This podcast was never my portion. Being an influencer in the Lord was never a calling I thought that I had. And I ran and I shrunk and I hid and I made excuses and I avoided obedience. Then I did so much so to the point where he picked me up and shook me and said, now do what I say. And this is how you get me here today. So anytime I hear him say, go forth, do this. Anytime I get prophesied to, you will do this. Anytime I have a dream that says this is where we're going, I listen, because getting picked up and shook by the Lord is never something that you actually want. And some of y'all been getting picked up, shook, thrown in the washer, put away in the drawer wet, balled up, and y'all still out here trying to sit in that corner. And if that is your portion, may the Lord be with you. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do what he say. Because I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired. But I love him enough. I respect him enough. No matter what I'm going through, no matter what I'm feeling, I still wake up with a yes, an open mind, and the grit to do what he tells me to do. Did I get here overnight? No. Did I go through every single one of these steps? Yes. Where am I at now? Waking up every day and doing the same thing over and over and over again, even when I feel like I don't want to. Because even though my fear may be there may be residue. I know that the Lord that I serve makes everything work for my good. I know that he does everything perfect and in order. I know that his way is the best way, my way. So even when I look at something, even when I hear something, even when I'm told something, even though I get the vision of something, even when I want to go back in that corner, I have to think about who he is, what he has done for me, who he is to me, and how I need to multiply. Day 6, the fear of being seen in the devotional. Address the fear of visibility, shrinking in your identity, and refusing to show up. You can't become while hiding the evidence of what God created. While this conversation was different, that is still the same, whether you read and you do the activity in the devotional or whether you listen to this podcast episode. You cannot become while hiding the evidence of what God created. Like I said, what he has given you, who you are a creation. Everything instilled in you is lended. Are you using what is given to multiply? Or are you burying, letting things die, letting things rot inside of you because of fear? I know how much you want to try to tell yourself you're not afraid of nothing. Yes, you are. Because why ain't you moving? Why ain't you doing? Why ain't you activating? Pray about this. Tell him how you feel. Exactly. Stop getting in that mindset that prayer is supposed to be everything that you think you hear and you see. You give reverence, you open up your heart and your mind, you talk to him. You tell him how you feeling. But be respectful, because that's still the Lord God. That's still Yahweh. Get what I'm saying? So like I said, we've done all of this, heard all of this to say it's time to move. It's time to get up. It's time to activate. It's time to do what you're supposed to do. Post it, apply, launch, speak, create, lead, say yes. You don't need no more confirmation. You need motion. You need movement. You need to get up out that corner and walk. It's time. No more excuses. What makes you qualified? The Lord. Because if you're not being hit and you've already gotten your confirmation, you've already gotten your marching orders. So what are you waiting for? Get out of your own way. Because at the end of the day, everything is lended. When he wants to use what he made, get up. You're only going to make it worse for yourself. You know what I'm saying? If you scared, pull on someone. This is where your wise counsel comes in. This is where your accountability partners come in. This is where all those other episodes leading up to this come in. Do the work. Heal. If you're in your hidden season, do what you're supposed to be doing. Learn the word. Get cultivated in what it is that you are here for. Talk to the Lord. Ask what he wants you to do. Learn who you are. Learn what you possess. Don't be sitting in that hidden season not doing nothing. If you're going to claim you being hidden, do what you're supposed to be doing in that season. Don't know what that is? Roll back into the clip. I'll make sure that the markers are there. Feel me? Get up. Get out the corner. If God hid you, honor your season. But if you're hiding, come out the corner. Because nobody, not even you, puts baby in the corner. You see how I did that? You see how I pulled the. I'm getting better at this, y'all. I swear I am. The Holy Spirit be spitting. This is what. But I love you all. I know sometimes it don't feel like it. I know sometimes y'all don't like me. I know sometimes y'all really just be rolling your eyes at me. I know. I understand. But it really comes from a place of love. It comes from a place of the Lord uses me at the capacity of how he created me. I did not get here overnight. I was cultivated. I was developed this way. So now that when he has released me, this is what he needs me to do for him. I am excited because, none of my niecey poo is here. Shout out to my sister on her first Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all of the women in my life. I am not going to shout y'all out individually because if I forget one of y'all because I'm trying to get out of here, it's not my portion. But if you love me, if you have ever been a mother figure, my physical mother, I will shout her out though because she gave me life, Tasha. Mommy, happy Mother's Day. I love you so much. And to all of the loves of my life, my friends, my family, my supporters, moms, this is a job we do every day. Some of them quit, but the ones that endure to the end, y'all are always in my prayers. We are some magnificent creatures. We are everything and more. This episode is dedicated to the mothers because who shrinks more than a mother? We do things without being asked. We do things without anybody seeing, and sometimes we shrink. But now it's time for us to walk boldly in who we are. Super women. To all my men listening, don't ever in your life think that the corner is better, that hiding is better than being obedient, because it's not. Stop being scared. Get around some friends who ain't scared. If you sitting in a circle full of 5 scared cats, you gonna be the 6th one. Link up with some people that is really out here making some movement, and I bet you will get the confidence, you will get the encouragement, you will get the endorsement that you need from the Lord. Next week, we're keeping it trugging along, we're following the basis of the devotional. We're moving on to day 7. Next week is The Pit Is Not My Portion with a special guest. I will not be naming them right now because I'm still thinking that she thinks that she can shrink into her corner, but the Lord wants her to speak on this. So make sure that you guys tap in again next week. Like I said, I will be keeping it consistent, but life be happening. I promise I will stay on it. And as usual, I love you. I am here for you. Reach out to me at livingovercomingbecoming@gmail.com for the email. 610-241-5366 is the podcast direct line. If you guys want to start reaching out, I do still want people to come on. I am still looking for guests. I'm still looking for people who want to share their testimony, want to share their story, want to get in on one of these conversations. If you have the devotional and you got to a point and you need to get what's on your chest off, hit me. I would love to have this conversation. The website, www.thelobpodcast. Everything is right here in that lower third, right down there. And of course, please like, subscribe, share. YouTube, clips on TikTok, tics on Instagram, Facebook, wherever. Because like I said, this is movement for the Lord. These are tough conversations. These are things people aren't saying. These are things that people are afraid to say. This is the healing era. This is the time to move. This is the time to activate. Get it out there. People need this. People need to know that he is tangible. People like me, people like us, people going through, still battling, can still be with the Lord. It's not hard. They just need the right kind of conversations. I love you all. I will see you next week. Bye.